What is up, gang? Green Nation, Gotham City, all my Jets fans. This is Tommy Jets, and this is another episode of the Jets Pulse. Sorry, started a little bit late. Had some extracurriculars that I had to take care of. And you're probably thinking, Tommy, if you're watching this live or you're close to live, you're probably thinking, Tommy, why are you competing with the World Series? The answer is I just don't plan things through, and I'm obviously not thinking smart. However, I am rooting for the Yanks. Hopefully, they can at least make it a series. But you guys aren't here for the Yankees talk. You guys are here for the Jets talk. And first things first, the New York Jets have finally done it. They have finally moved on from Greg the Leg. And now, while they did save his ego and put him on the injured reserve, we know that Greg Zuerlein was not injured. We know that that was just an ego save because he has been the worst kicker in the NFL right now. There's no there is no glossing over that. I mean, honestly, like he should have been gone on Monday. It's one thing, and I know people are probably thinking, hey, Tommy, but Rodgers looks bad. The offensive line looks bad. The offense looks bad. The defense is overrated. All of those things can be true. All of them can be true. I won't disagree with that. But the point of the matter is the offense has been able to put themselves in position to at least get those points. Okay. And as a kicker, you literally have one job. That's it. Everybody else on the football field has multiple jobs. You have one job. You just have to get the football through through the goalpost, and that is it. That is literally it. And if you are the worst by a large margin, you should not have a job in the NFL. And honestly, you know, if you guys listened earlier, I thought that, listen to my shows in the past, I thought that Jeff Ulbrich would at least bring accountability to the Jets. He has not done that. He has not. I know it's early. I know being an interim coach, it probably feels weird. But here's the thing, man. The Jets are 2-6. They're not winning many games this year. They have to go on an 8-1 run if they even want to potentially make the playoffs. They might not even make a wild card at that rate. You got to think. So he should have been. If it was me, Zuerlein's gone on Monday. Like I don't care. You're hitting 60%. And it's one thing if you're making, missing one or two. That is not the case with this guy, man. He is missing multiple. Every game, he clearly has the yips. Clearly, like there's no doubt about it. You're not missing chip shot field goals unless you have the yips. And we started to see it honestly in the preseason. I was listen, I don't want to toot my own horn, hindsight 2020, but I was one of those guys that said the team should go with Siebert. You could see the yip starting to form in the preseason. I've talked to a bunch of people about this. I have my receipts on that. So just to see this play out the way it has, ridiculous. To see Greg Zuerlein continue to have a job going into week 9, or sorry, after week 8, up to week 8, absolutely ridiculous. And the funny part is they brought in 2 people on the practice squad. Ulbrich still hasn't even named a starter. He hasn't even named who the starting kicker is. He brought in Riley Patterson, Spencer Schrader, 2 25-year-old kids. We're at a point right now, like, what's going to happen? Like, who is he going to do? Are we going to go Florida Atlantic route and have two place kickers come in and take turns to see who's the better guy? Let me know what's going on here. Patterson's kicked for 3 teams: Lions, Jags, Browns. 88% success rate on field goals, 59-67. Schrader only has kicked in 1 NFL game for the Colts, 3-on-3 on extra point attempts. But I mean, honestly, anything has to be better than what Greg Zuerlein is right now. Greg Zuerlein is 9 of 15 on field goals, and in the fourth quarter, he is 2 for 5, including going 1 for 4 when the game was within 3 points, which means he's missing back-breaking kicks that the Jets just could not do. Like the Jets wouldn't have the record they have if he could just make a kick. If he could make a kick, they're probably closer to about 5-3 than they are 2-6. Let's just be real about that. There's no even a 4-4 I'm fine with, but 2-6? Are you kidding me? 2-6 because a kicker can't. You have one job. So I feel kind of bad going off on a tangent about him, but it grinds my gears when coaches just lack the they lack the what holding people accountable. I'm going to say words that I don't want to say. I don't want, just in case there's younger audience listening, I'm going to try to keep it as clean as possible. But basically, if you don't have the goal, you don't have the wherewithal to just sit a guy down and say, you're not getting it done. Like, listen, Greg, you've been good for the past 2 years. You haven't been good this year. It's time to go. That's what you have to do. It doesn't matter. Like this is quintessential. This is business decisions happen all the time. Look, we're seeing Sauce Gardner make business decisions every time the ball's run his way. So you can't tell me that the Jets can't just let a guy go who's playing poorly. Like 60% is league worst, and it's not even close, guys. Like, it's not even close. So that just really grinds my gears that the Jets have put themselves in this situation by not holding people accountable. And that's something I want to see this Thursday as they play the Houston Texans, who are a 6-2 team. You have to hold people accountable. I want to see people who haven't started get the nod. Bench Tyron Smith if you have to. He has not looked good. He's looked bad. Take out Michael Clemens. He's looked bad. How many times has he whiffed on an RPO, making the wrong read? I'm probably even seeing Sauce Gardner get sat for a rep or two. The guy is taking plays off, and he doesn't even know the defensive schemes that are going on. The last play against Kayshon Boutte against the New England Patriots that set him up for the touchdown that was on Gardner. He didn't even know what the coverage was. He thought he had help. Listen, man, you're in year 3 of the system. You're telling me you don't know? Either when you're trying not to throw somebody under the bus, or you just have not been paying attention. And it seems like it's the latter, considering everything we've seen with Gardner so far this year. The Tony Adams hype video where Sauce Gardner is just zoned out, not even paying attention to what's happening. Trying to hype up the group Adams is, and Gardner's just gone. Like he's Ahmad Gardner to me until he gets his nickname back. You don't keep nicknames when you're playing bad, bro. You just don't. I'm sorry. If I'm mediocre, you guys can call me Christopher Thomas. You don't need to call me Tommy Jets if I'm being mediocre. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it's like. Y'all don't have to call me Tommy Jets anyway. But that's besides the point. He's Ahmad Gardner, and he has not played great. And I don't care how you slice it. The guy's making business decisions in the run game, one of the worst tackling cornerbacks in the NFL. Now, when he was drafted, he wasn't a tackling cornerback. So, but he was better than this. He at least used to try. He at least used to chase and at least try to make contact. He is not doing that this year. And when he has, he gets dinged up and hurt, and he takes plays off. Come on, man. You're supposed to be an all-pro. Like, are we seeing a Jamal Adams kind of thing going on here? What's the deal? The Jets have to figure that out, especially with the season on the line. Like, this is a leader. This is a leader. This is a guy that they have to, figure out what they're going to do with him for the next couple of years. He has to be better than this. Point blank, period. Breece Hall's not really making excuses. Garrett Wilson never makes an excuse when he plays bad. Sauce Gardner, all I hear is excuses. And this guy's supposed to be an elite level talent. Get out of here with that. You need to play like it. I don't want to hear anything. I want to see it. Now, going into this matchup with the Houston Texans, it's going to be difficult. The plus side for the Jets defense is that Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs won't be available. They're both out. Collins will be back eventually. Diggs is gone for the year with ACL. So that means Tank Dell's the only receiving threat. However, that the Texans are going to want to run the ball against the Jets defense that hasn't been able to stop a nosebleed this year. And the guy running the ball looks amazing running the ball now that he's healthy, and that's Joe Mixon. Mixon has been dinged up, and it's impressive that the Texans are 6-2 considering all the injuries that they've had. They've really had a lot of injuries on their skill position players on offense. But every time Mixon touches the ball, at least 10 times, he gets over 100 scrimmage yards and he scores a touchdown. That is a recipe for disaster if you are a New York Jets fan listening to that, because what are the Jets really bad at? They're bad at containing the run. And Joe Mixon has looked like a man reborn under the Houston Texans when he's been healthy. And that symbolizes a problem. That's why the Jets really have to try to stop him if they want any chance to win this game this year. And they kind of have to. I mean, before last week against the Patriots, everyone said the team has to go 8-2. If they lose this game, they have to literally win out the rest of the season. Seems like a very tall task for a team that is 2-6. That's all I'm going to say about that. So the defense really has to force Joe Mixon to they got to be creative. CJ Mosley is going to be out of this game. Jamie and Sherwood has to be kind of the Swiss Army knife in the run game, in the pass game, making sure the defense is set in the right reads based on the offense. They have to be able to stop mixing, force the team to be one-dimensional, because Tank Dell won't be able to do it on his own. Dalton Schultz is no bum, but he's an average tight end. And John Mechie is not the same guy he was when he was a prospect. After the cancer and the the ACL and everything. Big shout out to Mechie though for even coming back and still playing at an NFL level. But he's not going to be the same guy. That's no slight on him. That's just how life works. Unfortunately, injuries in life really do beat up some of the best people. So I do want to give a shout out to Mechie, but at the same time, bodes well for the Jets defense. They have an easy game plan that they can do, and it should be an easy one to figure out. You have to stop one guy. You don't even have listen. CJ Stroud can go off, but if you can stop the running game, it makes everything easier for the defense. And the Jets coverage is where they still are better than most teams. And that's what they have to try to do. They have to put all of their tools and assets into stopping Joe Mixon and to be able to try to get some turnover, because they're a team that doesn't get that many turnovers. You have to try to get, CJ Stroud to throw the ball more, to try to throw in coverage, disguise blitzes, disguise coverages, make him make a mistake. Offensive side of the ball, man, we got to see these guys on the same communication wavelength. I don't know how many times I'm getting tired of seeing one of these guys running the wrong route. The tight end or whoever's in motion not getting set, Rodgers checking out of a play because he doesn't like it, and then checks into a worse play with less motion because he doesn't like motion. They just have to play good. They have to play on the same page. I don't give a heck. I don't care what the offense looks like. It just has to look like something better than what we've seen, because right now, even though Rodgers, he's still projected to throw for like 4,000 yards, he'd still be, one of the few Jets quarterbacks to play as well as he's playing. It's still not good enough in today's NFL, especially if the run game can't get going, especially guys aren't blocking. Rodgers is not the mobile guy he was in the past. He's coming off an Achilles, man. So the blocking's been putrid. Let's see the Jets shake some stuff up. I really want to see him shake some stuff up. And hey, who knows? It's Halloween. It's going to be Halloween night, Thursday night football. It'll be trick or treat for the New York Jets, and against my better judgment, I think that they'll be able to sneak one out. They are the favorites, so maybe, it's worth praying for, right? But with that, hey guys, I appreciate you guys checking out. While you're here, make sure you're please liking the video, comment your thoughts, let me know what you guys are thinking about, of course, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Video shares are always important. If you guys comment, I'll always make sure to get back to you, whether it's right after the video drops or a day later, an hour later. I will always respond back. I just appreciate the support and everybody checking out the videos. So until next time, this is Tommy Jets. We'll have something on Friday for Inner City Jets. So you guys stay tuned.